Hello everybody, I'm Pete Gray. I obviously am not with you today. I'm really sorry about that. I've ruptured my Achilles tendon, so can't be there in person. But I wanted to create this little video and presentation to share with you some of the work we've been doing down at Royal Cornwall. So before I begin and show you the presentation, I have a very simple question for you. And the question is this: who has an idea that would make an improvement to their organisation? Who has an idea that would make an improvement to their organisation? And if you do, I'd like you to raise your hands. And I'm going to play along and put my hand up as well. Now I'm hoping, I obviously can't see you, I'm going to try and watch on the live link. Zoe can tell me how many of you raised your hands, but I'm hoping the large majority of you have. And the reason for this is I passionately believe that our staff, particularly at Royal Cornwall, have great ideas about how we can improve our services and the care we give our patients. And because of that, we trialled and piloted ImproveWell for 12 weeks, and our results were incredible. Staff have great ideas, and today we'd like to talk to you about some of those ideas and how we did what we did. So you now know that everybody has lots of good ideas, and that's a great foundation to start from. So before I go further into what we did, a little bit of context for you about Royal Cornwall, and it's sadly not that great. Our CQC inspection in 2017 rated us inadequate, and we went into special measures. That was obviously a really bad time for the trust. We had a number of things we needed to change and act on fast, and we would have just been inspected again by the time you see this, so we'll be waiting for our new inspection report. But back in 2017, inadequate wasn't a fantastic score. It really hurt the staff. We care a lot about our hospital in Cornwall. We are the only acute trust in Cornwall, so to be rated inadequate really did hurt. So that's where we were. And so obviously we've been placed into special measures. There was a lot of changes we had to make. The CQC gave us a number of things we had to change. But also from my experience of being an A&E nurse with a background in emergency medicine, emergency surgery, so often change is top down, and I'm sure a number of you have experienced that yourselves. Top down changes, you don't always think they're necessary, you don't understand the need for them, and even you might think, why is this person doing it? They don't understand the service. And I found that, and that's one of my frustrations with a lot of top down change. So ImproveWell has enabled us to turn the tables, to put staff ideas from bottom up, talking about change. So instead of this top down, you must do this, it's bottom up. Staff talking about improvement. And that's a really exciting conversation to have. So in the beginning of 2018, Royal Cornwall launched a Trust Improvement Programme. And here are some of the KPIs, Key Performance Indicators. The third one down, I just want to very quickly draw your attention to. By 2019, 51% of staff will say that senior managers act on staff feedback. When this was taken, only 21% of the people surveyed found that to be true. As you can see, from March onwards, it has gradually increased, and our pilot did start in April. That's a KPI though. I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with them, as I'll show you from this next slide. KPIs, some people love them, some people don't. I more fall into the Martin Luther, I have a dream mentality. And my dream is that our staff would feel empowered to share ideas and make those ideas happen, would turn those ideas into a reality. This is an interesting slide from Helen Bevan, who some of you may have heard of. She's a great talker and works at the NHSI, talking about improvement and transformation and the whole issue around permission. And what I would really love to see, not just at Royal Cornwall, but throughout the NHS, is our staff feeling like they have permission to share ideas, to share problems and the issues they face. And so often we find that people say, I'm listening, but they're really not. So if we can tackle that problem, that's a really key stumbling block to overcome. And also in addition to that, what I really think we need to do is move away from this top down, I'm doing the change, you all have to do it, but actually throughout every organisation, for the 5,300 staff at the Royal Cornwall, change starts with me. Change starts with every single individual who works for us. And that's a really important message we're trying to get across. Finally, a really interesting slide, and then I'll go into a bit more detail, talking about your 3%. And 3% are basically this piece of research that says if you know who these people are, this small 3% of your organisation, they will influence 85% of other people within your organisation. So when we started the ImproveWell pilot, our now chief exec said to me, Pete, find me 3%. Now, we were really lucky. Our success of ImproveWell was so much so that by the end of our 12-week pilot, we actually had 6% of the workforce signed up on ImproveWell. But it's just an interesting slide for you to take into consideration. So just so you know, our Trust 3 objectives are governance, safety and no delay. And when I created an ImproveWell team for maternity, they were our 3 themes, as was other, because we know that not every idea falls into governance, no delay and safety. So at present, we have 9 project teams, and you see them there. But today we're going to focus on maternity, as that has been our most successful project team. So you see from here, every week ImproveWell send us a weekly report, and this is the 12-week report. So you can see that we had just over 300 users, and from the colours you'll be able to see which division they were from. The majority being in women's, children's and sexual health. That's where maternity sit. But you can see we've got a few from other divisions, but I think this goes to show that if you're a champion, like we did with Zoe, who's with you today, this has really taken off because there's somebody visible on the ground who is actually making these ideas happen. So you can also see from this graph the number of submissions, the number of ideas for every week. So at the end of the 12 weeks, we're at 204 improvement ideas. Again, the vast majority from the maternity team. So when I log into the system, I see a dashboard, and this is from the 1st of September. So we have 341 users and 277 ideas. I would love to see 500, then 1,000. But it's just a great quick view. How many ideas have we got? How many users have we got? And we can see from this slide, the 4 themes I was telling you about, how many ideas fall into each of them. So obviously governance is a bit of a weak spot that people don't have many ideas on, but a lot of ideas falling into the other theme from the number of ideas shared by maternity staff. And finally, by role, this is really interesting data as well. So midwifery, there's a big dominant work group who are submitting ideas, but there's a few doctors, a few nursing staff within the maternity unit, a few admin and clerical also sharing ideas. So we wanted to learn from our pilot what we did well, what we didn't do well. So we surveyed the staff, and that's another piece of survey, another piece of functionality rather, from ImproveWell, which I really, really like. So I hope going forward we're going to use lots of surveys to our staff about improvement and engagement. But this is the first one we've done, just talking to maternity about the pilot, what went well, what didn't. And finally, when a user first logs in, this is what they're greeted with. Hello, how was work today? And you can select one of those 5 faces. And again, this data is really interesting as well. And as more and more people use the system, the data becomes more and more interesting to look at divisions and role, etc., etc. Finally, and then I'll be quiet, thank you so much for bearing with me. We have a really exciting opportunity with the Southwest Academic Health Science Network. They really like what we've done using ImproveWell, and they are going to work with us to help us measure these ideas and kind of quantify the data. So that's a really exciting piece of work we're hoping to do and publish at some point. So maybe keep an eye out for that as well. So that's me. Thank you very much. I'll hand over back to Zoe just to say please do go and speak to Zoe in the break. Also, we're really fortunate to have Lara and John from ImproveWell join us. So they'll be on the stand next to Zoe presenting our work. Please do go and talk to them. And my final plea is let's, as a workforce, engage our staff. Our staff face a number of challenges. They know what the challenges are, but so often they know what the solution is. And we need to listen to them, empower them to share their ideas, to make those ideas happen. And if we can do that, then that is one small improvement which will drastically improve the care that we give our patients. Have a great day. Thank you so much for listening, and enjoy the rest of your day and seminar. Goodbye.